but we were more than aware of what was going on. What is it?
I think you ought to go back to London.
But the picture? We've hardly started.
I can't paint you, Elsa.
Why?
You know why.
So I left. I didn't write or telephone. And then after 10 days... he couldn't keep away. We were together for 2 weeks. And soon we realized that we had to be together. Always.
I want you to come back to Alderbury. I've decided to finish the painting.
What about Caroline?
What about her?
Shouldn't you tell her?
What on earth for?
She's bound to find out sooner or later.
We'll get the picture finished first.
But you will tell her, won't you?
Yes.
Promise.
Promise.
Do you think she'll make a terrible fuss?
She always makes a fuss. She loves me.
Then she should put your happiness first. He painted in a kind of frenzy. I'd never seen him like that before.
Keep still, for God's sake.
I was convinced we should tell her, but Amyas wouldn't hear of it. And then one day I lost my patience. Amyas and I love each other. And we are going to be married. So I shall be moving in. Amyas was furious. But he had to admit what I said was true. And I still think I was right. Honesty is, after all, the best policy. Don't you agree, Monsieur Poirot?
Desirable, certainly, but not always advisable.
We believe in plain speaking where I come from.
I'm very pleased to hear it, madame.
But Caroline had a devious way about her. When we went to Meredith's for tea that afternoon, she behaved as if nothing had happened. I even began to think she was taking it rather well. How wrong I was.
If you please to tell me, Lady Dittersham, in plain speaking, if when you were all assembled in the laboratory of Monsieur Blake, you observed Caroline Crail take the inn.
No, I did not. I seem to remember chatting to Meredith in the doorway, so I wouldn't have been able to see a thing.
Caroline.
Sorry, Mary, it's such a fascinating collection.
But of course she did take it, and we all know why.
Perhaps not everyone is as sure as you.
I actually heard her threaten him.
You're women. Someday I'll kill you, Arius.
Don't be an idiot.
I swear to God I will.
You can threaten me all you like, but get this. I am going to marry Elsa and nothing's going to stop me.
I'll kill you rather than let you go.
Morning.
And you.
For God's sake!
Lovely day.
I want to get on.
I'll go change.
Don't be long.
Which I did. Then I went to join him, and I poured him a beer.
She's making a terrible song and dance. Told you she would. To my Mona Lisa.
My darling Amyas.
God, it's warm.
I can get you a cold one.
On that seat. Sit down. Now.
He painted as if his life depended on it. Dear Amyas. I loved him so much. It happened shortly after that. I popped up to the house to fetch a shawl, and when I came back, she was there. Sorry about that. Hello, everybody.
I'd kill for a cold beer.
I'll send some down.
She must have known then what she meant to do. She brought it back about 10 minutes later.
Oh, tastes foul. Everything tastes foul today.
Too much bile, my dear. It'll choke you one of these days.
I didn't suspect a thing. About 40 minutes later, he complained of stiffness and pains.
Bloody rheumatism.
Then the bell sounded for lunch and Meredith came to fetch me. Amyas decided to skip lunch, as he often did. Old Grumpy doesn't want any lunch. So we left him. To die alone. Amyas! Amyas! And I just knew it was Caroline. How could she do that? How could she?
It is a story most tragic, n'est-ce pas?
Hanging was too good for her.
Monsieur Blake?
Little Lucy. A grown woman. One can hardly believe it.
Time passes swiftly, does it not?
Poor child. Such a terrible shock. How much better to let it all be. The whole point, you see, is that Amyas Creole was an artist, and his art was his passion. When he painted, he was like a man possessed. He meant to finish that portrait, whatever the cost. Elsa was terrifically enthusiastic about the painting, and Caroline...
Yes?
I'd always been... very fond of her.
Come on, Mary, come on.
There was a time when I'd hoped to marry her. But that was soon nipped in the bud. Still, I remained, if I may say so, devoted to her service. Dear God. When I think of what they did to her, strung up like an animal, such a gentle creature. I remember a conversation we had shortly after it all began.
No. That looks great. Hold it there.
Do you think he really cares for her?
Well, he's very committed to the painting.
He's in love with her, isn't he?
A little, perhaps.
A great deal, I think.
There's only one person who really cares for him. I think that's you. These infatuations, they come and they go.
That's what I used to think. But this time I've a feeling it's serious.
She's just a girl.
But that's the trouble. The way she looks at him. So intense. I'm afraid, Meredith.
It's nothing.
I hope you're right. But I can't help feeling I'd like to take a hatchet to her.
A hatchet?
It's a small axe.
Yes, I know what a hatchet is, monsieur. I was commenting rather on her remark.
It was merely to make a point.
But she made her point a little more forcibly, did she not, with her baby sister Angela?
Ah. The paperweight.
Oui.
Well, there's a moment of sibling jealousy, Monsieur Poirot, for which she never forgave herself.
And disfigured the girl for life?
Well, that was the problem. It was a constant reminder. She tried desperately to make amends, which in turn made Amyas very jealous.
You knew him for many years, n'est-ce pas?
Since boyhood. But he was always more Philip's friend than mine.
You did not like him?
I thought